I can't believe you put Manish over Figo and Van Bronckhorst in defence.
The boys are back. 2 Lions, 1 Dragon. The journey continues. Qatar 2022. Listen on Spotify and YouTube.
And we are back for the 2 Lions, 1 Dragon podcast episode number 4. Gentlemen, on this very, very frosty day, how are we both?
Cold.
It is very cold, isn't it, Trig? Bloody hell. Bloody freezing.
I went on a walk on lunch, and I can tell you, my hands were like icicles.
Oh, no.
You got your
The
thermal?
extremities. Oh, no, I took gloves to work, but I only took one.
Trig,
Oh,
tell Luke about the price of gloves.
Oh, disgusting. Disgusting.
You used to
I wanna
pick up a
know.
pair for like £3.
I went to Mountain Warehouse at MacArthur Glen, down by the in Bridgend, by me and Charlie.
The Pines.
And it's an outlet store. We'll get onto the football in a minute, but it's an outlet. It's an outlet, right? I couldn't find a pair of gloves cheaper than $15.99.
Shocking.
What's the world come to? 15.99.
I might be reviewing my journey to Cardiff this weekend after all.
Bloody hell. Who's paying that for gloves? Jesus
Disgusting.
Christ.
I'd want Goldie gloves for that price.
I might end up wearing them.
Well, let's make sure they're sweaty and been used. They'll be lovely and warm then.
Oh,
do better than Danny Ward, let me tell you.
You filthy bastard.
Oh, we're still talking about Wales. I thought they left the tournament ages ago.
Shut up, you.
No. So, right, before I forget, go ahead, Matthew, with that controversial swear warning, please.
Oh, after I did drop one last week, so
you did
a big one. You dropped the big one.
We
You're lucky you're back on this week, mate.
I know. I know.
We've spoken to HR.
I know, and it's post watershed, so there may be some untoward words spoken by probably myself, but also maybe by others as well.
Thank you very much.
Couldn't say it better myself.
Exactly. So we have got a very exciting episode ahead, gentlemen. And
exciting.
There is one thing coming up that I tasked you both with earlier. One of you understood the rules of the concept, the other one did not.
Can you guess which one?
We'll come on to that very shortly. First of all, we have to talk about the standard bit of this podcast. Is talking about either England or Wales that are featured in a game and commenting on that game. So England took on Senegal on, was it Sunday?
Sundays.
Yes,
Sunday.
It was Sunday.
Yes, it was Sunday, and it finished 3-0. So, thoughts on the game? Because he looks itching around to go, I'll go to you first, Charles.
So, yes, went to the pub, a Welsh pub. Walked in, the Welsh ultras were there, cheering on Senegal when the anthems came on, booed England, found a nice little table hid away in a corner. I had a perfect view of the TV. First 35 minutes, I was shitting my pants. They were through on goal. Jordan Pickford made a cracking save. For all the slander I've given him over the years, I'll give him that one. He kept us in the game. And, if that goal goes in, could be a completely different story. But we did what we do best. We dug deep.
Made it difficult.
We scored some goals.
We did make it difficult.
And the boy Foden, another great performance from him. Saka played well, even though I was berating him in the first half. I thought, fucking hell, where's Rashford?
I was going to say, I've got the chap to show that you were wanting him off at half time.
And then, I did the same in the Wales game. I was like, I'll take fucking Rashford off at half time. But shows what I know about football. And this is why we're branching out from being just a football podcast, I reckon. And we're talking about gloves instead. But yeah, no. I couldn't be happy with the result, and I think we'll do France. I said that in the previous episode.
Whoa, hold your horses, fella. We'll come on to predictions for the next game shortly.
So I'm just so confident. I'm so confident.
Come on.
I put a £10 bet on that England will beat them. A £10 bet against the guy in the gym.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, please do, kids. Listen to Matthew there. So
we'll go to Ray Winston's in the room.
We'll go to you now, Trig. What were your thoughts on the game?
I didn't watch it.
There we go.
You didn't watch
There we go.
I know why you didn't watch it. It was on a romantic.
I was whisked away for 31st birthday by my
Happy birthday.
better half. It was yesterday, but thank you.
Should we sing happy birthday to Trig?
No,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I want listeners to this podcast, and I've heard you sing.
But I kept up with the updates on it.
Well, yeah, we updated you a lot, didn't we?
Yeah, so I think at one point I said, why have they shoehorned Jordan Henderson into the side? And then 2 minutes later they went and scored. So again, like Charlie, shows how much I know about football. So
we should change the name.
I was saying the exact same thing. I was like, I understand for the experience and the leadership, but I didn't feel like he was contributing. And then all of a sudden he did. Because I was saying to Charlie, oh, Jude Bellingham's better when he's a little bit deeper as like a number 8 because he could drive with the ball. I still think I prefer him a little bit deeper than like.
Well, you and
number
Jude
10.
Bellingham.
No. Let's not do that.
He is only from down the road as well.
Let's not do that, gentlemen.
Oh, love a bit of Jude. Hey, Jude.
But I did think they made it difficult for the first 30, 35 minutes. In particular, like you said, Jordan Pickford, great save. If he doesn't get a hand to that, it's a very tricky encounter then.
Also, the John Stones handball.
I didn't see
handball, but lucky it came off his leg, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. I can't remember.
Do you know what? I tell an absolute lie, and I did watch for the first 25 minutes ish. So 25 minutes. So in percentage, I didn't watch as much. So, but you were very nervous in the first 25 minutes, which is weird.
Yeah,
we've been like that in a couple of games.
Because all respects to Senegal, right? They've got if they had Mane, they'd probably be a bit more of a threat. But they had absolutely nothing going forward, really. And they got Koulibaly and Mendy, who I don't know what's happened to him, but he's fucking terrible. But yeah, I think it was a comfortable win by all accounts. As a clockwork.
Who stood out for you in terms of performances? I know we've mentioned Jude Bellingham quite a bit on this podcast, not only because he's local, but because he has been one of the standout performers in that game again. I think for me, it was him. I thought Kane again, although he only got one goal. I think just his ability with assists, etc. And
also his desire though to try and get involved in the game. Like I was watching the game and we were passing the ball back behind the defence. There was a massive gap between the midfield and the defence. And so he was when he started coming back to get the ball in, he was driving us forward. He's picking the ball, turning around, off he goes. We need a lot more people to do that. Well, we need Bellingham to do that against France. He's the person who should be doing it.
Isn't that a cause of why Jordan Henderson? Because he's not a forward-thinking footballer, is he? So him being that deep is going to always cause a bit of a canyon between the midfield and the front 3 or 4 or whatever it is. So
I don't think Declan Rice is the person to do it either. He's kind of knows his job is to protect the back 4. So it was surprising to see Henderson get forward and score that goal, to be honest, because how often do you see him doing that for Liverpool? Never.
Exactly.
One thing that did impress me, which I would compare it to England teams in tournaments in the past, is we would have kept doing the same thing and it wouldn't quite work, and then it'd be nervy, and then and then it becomes uncomfortable. Fans get on the back. Whereas I thought they recognised at one point, okay, it's not working, this style of play at the moment, and so they went a bit more direct for the first goal and were pressing higher up, and I thought that impressed me because they actually made an in-game decision which showed a little bit of intelligence from players on the pitch, which I think they've lacked in the past. But as we're on the topic, we'll go now to the previews for the France game, and I think Matthew looks very excited about this, so we'll give who you think is going to get the victory, and I want your score as well. We are going all in on that one, please, Matthew.
I don't know. I'm going to go for a 2-1, but I honestly have no idea who's going to win.
Oh, but if you had to choose someone.
If I had to.
Don't break me heart.
If I had to.
Don't break me heart.
If I had to, I would. My head is leaning towards England.
Oh, he's converted.
And England, not because of, how well England are, but France haven't set the World Cup alight, have they? With
No.
the exception of Mbappe, we've had the conversation where like who can you name French 11? I know they got Dembele, Giroud, Mbappe,
Rabiot,
but Rabiot. I think is it Chouameni? I mean, even the defense isn't great. You've got Pavard.
I think
Who's
that's
the other
it.
one?
Yeah,
Theo Hernandez. I think you've got similarities where you've got
and Koundé's playing
quite
right back, isn't he?
you've got quite average defense.
Varane, he's old. No?
Suspect keepers.
Oh,
But I think you'll have, even though they've got Mbappe, I think you do have more going forward. I think you'll deal with Giroud. He's, I mean, he's better than he's scored goals because he is better than some sides, but I don't think he'll do great. Putting Walker against Mbappe is going to neutralize him a bit because of the pace.
Mm-hmm.
Send him in the Rose Head first 5 minutes.
But yeah, I think England will edge it just. But it's going to be a very, very tight affair. I think it could be game of the tournament. I think it could be game of the tournament.
Oh, there we go. That is an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. It could be game of the tournament. We have an exclusive there from Matthew. Charlie, I think we all know what you're going to say, but come on, give us your prediction and your score line, please.
First of all, sweet.
Bias apart. Bias apart, is that the right word? I don't know.
Bias aside, isn't it?
Bias aside.
There we go.
That was a very
every day is a school day.
That was a very honest opinion. A very honest opinion from Matthew, and I appreciate it. Welcome to England. Yeah, I do feel confident going into this. I think we, like you say, we have been one of the better, exciting teams, and I think the players should feel confident going into the game. France have been conceding goals. I think obviously the game's going to be won in midfield, and whoever has the best midfield on the day, I think will win the tie. It is going to be close. It's worthy of a final, but I just can't help but think we're going to win it. 2-0 or 2-1, but it may be one that goes to extra time and possibly penalties because of how nervy the teams could possibly be. But the ones that come out and with the confidence and play their game will be the ones that win it and take the risks. Yeah, but I mean, this World Cup's there to be taken. It's anyone's.
Quick question, and I just want a 5 or a 4 from you both. Do you think Gareth Southgate will go with 5 at the back or 4 at the back?
I think he's got to play.
To me,
he's got to play what we're doing. He's got to stick with 4.
Yeah. He's got to stick with 4.
I hope so. I really hope so, because it gives us more creativity going forward as well.
I said, if there's anything that he can take from the Euros, is that he should play his game, not the opponent's, because that's what we did. That's what we did in the final, and we lost. We played Italy's game. We have to play our own game.
I completely agree. And then I will go on. I don't know. I've never felt so nervous watching England as I have this tournament, and I think it's because I sense that there is opportunity because of the way that teams are going out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will be a very nervy affair. I do think overall, I know you've got big names in the French team. I think the midfield in England squad is better, and I think as long as Kyle Walker firstly doesn't get booked within like the first 10 minutes, he will be able to neutralise Mbappe and as long as Walker doesn't get caught out of position.
Do you not think he looks unfit?
Who? Walker? Mbappe or Walker?
Walker. I was watching him on the weekend. I don't think he's match fit.
He might not be 100% match fit, but you've got to remember he's had an extra week this week from game to game. I don't think it was his strongest performance against Senegal. I think
saving it for tomorrow.
I think
or Saturday, whatever it is.
I think he actually made an early mistake and then was trying to overcompensate for it almost. Like we've all been there. Like you make an error and then you end up kicking someone up in the air because you're trying to rectify the error that you've made.
I made an error 10 years ago.
I genuinely think it will be a tight affair. I think it will go to extra time, and I always like to be positive, but I have a horrible feeling it might be a 1-0 France.
Oh, Luke, you didn't
That was my
Yeah, but
other
if
that
I
was my other prediction, Luke. To be fair, it's either going to
but
be
if
a
I
2
say
win.
that, Charlie, whenever I go for a positive prediction, England win. England don't win. So I'm going on the basis that if I predict negatively, we will win, and that's what I want. But then as the tournament opens up, I think England beat France, and then they can go
God.
and clinch it all. I really do. But
Should I?
because you're just going to keep moaning about it now, we're going to
No,
move on,
I'm not.
Charlie.
No, I was going to say because, like, obviously there's been no football on last 2 days, so it hasn't been at the forefront of my thinking. But now, just talking about the game, it's all fucking coming. The
Yeah,
anxiety, the
and we're actually going to be watching
excitement.
it together.
We are, and I can't wait. And if we win, I'll be driving up to fucking Birmingham on Wednesday because you're my good luck charm.
The disappointment's coming home.
Oh, God.
Right, swiftly
Yeah.
moving on then.
One
Swiftly moving
thing
on.
I want to talk about before we move on to some of our more unusual topics is
Love a
the
topic.
P word. We've mentioned it, penalties, and they have
Oh.
been absolutely. It's more of a comment on the tournament. They've been absolutely piss poor penalties in this tournament, and in particular, Spain. They're out, and they deserve to be out after those penalties
Yeah.
because they were atrocious.
To be fair, like the keeper has made some cracking saves during that penalty shootout, though.
I,
But yeah, granted, Spain they got good history of penalties as well. You know.
I think that final penalty from Hakimi and then his little
Little shimmy
celebration, which he
dance.
does, because he does that with Sergio Ramos, who isn't in the squad. So it is a little ode
Homage.
to a little homage. We're all about the
Homage.
words tonight. All
Salt
about the.
in the wounds, as they call it.
It was,
Mr. Enrique.
but it
I
has been a very poor tournament in penalty front, hasn't it?
I'll tell you what, though, that Hakimi's a bit of a player, and I didn't realise
He
that.
is.
He always had a good rating on FIFA, but I've never watched him in real life, and he's had a good
Nobody
tournament.
watches the French league. To be
He'd
honest,
probably be in the team of the tournament, I reckon.
And very nice little segue, Charles, because we are now talking about our next topic, which is our World Cup 11s. But before you get carried away, like Charlie did earlier, dear listener, it is with a rule. We are talking our World Cup 11, the greatest players that we have seen at World Cup. So it's not your favourite player, it is based on performance, and they're performance based. So I saw your eyes light up there, Matthew. And it is picking only one player from each country. So unlike Charlie's provisional team that he submitted earlier today, which included about 5 Spain players and 4 Brazil players.
It was literally pick my favourite World Cup 11 of all time, regardless of where they're from.
Exactly that. And because, like we all said in episode 3, we were all talking about how much we love Lionel Messi. He hasn't made this is a revelation now. He hasn't made my squad because he's never performed at a World Cup for me.
Ooh, that's an exclusive already. You're sneaking that in early.
Exactly. So we are going with our World Cup 11 greatest players we've seen in World Cups that we've watched. Obviously, we could go Maradona, we could go Pele. We're not that old, but
No.
We're picking one player from each country. I think you should go with your team, Charlie, first, on the basis that you failed miserably at the rules earlier?
You will have failed again.
No. I just did have to check though. I had 10 players now instead of 11. However,
just listen. Honestly, just listen to the rules.
Right. So in goal.
Formation first.
3-5-2. No, 3-4-3.
Okay, obviously.
So, Gianluigi Buffon, Italy, right back.
Okay.
Well, right centre back. Cafu, Brazil.
Okay.
Centre back, Vincent Kompany. Based on Belgium got to the semi-finals in 2018.
Okay.
Left back, Van Bronckhorst, left centre back, sorry. Scored that absolute...
Van Bronckhorst?
Yeah. Don't you remember when Holland got to the final in 2010 against Spain? And he scored that absolute screamer against Uruguay to send them to the final.
You had the
This is my 11, not yours.
And it's shit. It's shit already.
I could have picked a load of Spanish players, but I went Iniesta. I think, obviously because he got the winning goal in the final. Modric, Croatia.
Yeah, okay.
Zidane, France.
Yeah.
You're going to love this one.
Yeah.
Maniche, Portugal.
Maniche.
He had a cracking tournament and Portugal got to the semis in 2006. I'll get on to that. Miroslav Klose, Germany. You can't debate that one. He scored the most goals at a World Cup. Diego Forlan had a cracking tournament for Uruguay.
That's a good one.
In 2000 and whenever. 10, Africa. Waka waka. It's time for it. And then Messi, because Argentina got to the final of 2018.
Yeah, they lost against Germany, didn't they? No.
And he's having a cracking tournament now. So I based all of my picks off of the teams that got to semi-finals and finals as I watched them. Maniche, important in that Portugal side, scored some important goals. Again,
is that how you say his name?
Maniche. It is Maniche.
Is that how you say his name?
It is.
It is, yeah, to be fair.
It is.
It was between Maniche and Luis Figo. Granted, Figo was the obvious one.
What?
Oh
You're
my
going to drop
However-
Luis Figo for Maniche?
however, no,
What
this
is
was-
wrong with you?
This was based off of what we remembered of World Cups. So I went with Maniche because I thought,
Oh God.
who do I remember from that team? And I
Oh,
obviously remember
Christ.
Maniche scored an absolute
Oh.
screamer against Holland.
Okay.
I can't believe
However-
you put Maniche over Figo and Van Bronckhorst
That-
in defence.
What a team that is. Van Bronk. Well, all right. Well,
You could have put
you.
Philip Cocu. Philip Cocu, great.
was he in that team?
Oh, he was around there.
Well, I couldn't see his name when I googled it earlier.
And then you've got the Boers. They were
There
great.
Right, we will go on
Yeah.
to your team now, Trig.
Didn't make it to the
because I
semis,
feel
though,
like
did they?
there's
No.
going to be a lot of different.
And they can't manage.
Formation
it.
first, please.
No, right. This is going to be good. The first one's going to wreck your mind. So I've got a 4-2-3-1.
Ooh, the
My
Rafa
goalkeeper-
Benitez special.
My goalkeeper is Turkish.
Rustu
Rustu.
Rekba Rustu.
War
Yeah,
pig.
exactly, right?
Hang on,
Got-
question. Which way does his name go? Because I always thought
Rustu
it was
Rekba, Rekba Rustu.
It's Rustu Rekber, I think.
Is it? Oh, I don't know. Okay.
But I think he used to have Rustu on the back, but it was actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Third.
Good choice.
Turkey
Third.
2002 semi-finalists.
Yeah. Did they play South Korea?
They did play South.
They did.
No, they didn't. The other they did in the third, fourth playoff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
South
Did they
Korea in
come
the
third?
semis of the 2002 World Cup. Mental.
Right. Tell me about it.
Sorry,
So
Jake.
Rukbu, goalkeeper.
Rugby. You've just created a goalkeeper there.
Rukbu.
Rustu.
Oh god.
And then right back, Philip Lahm.
He was a
Winnie.
potential for me.
Yeah, he scored the screamer in the didn't he score the opening goal
In the opening,
German-
Torsten Frings, remember him?
Yeah, exactly. Torsten
Oh,
Frings, Bernd
Surprised
Schneider.
he's not gotten into the mini.
And,
It's closer, isn't it?
My first centre back, Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah, can't argue
Yeah,
against that.
centre half, won a World Cup.
Crucial.
Then my other centre back, like Rustu, is another one you wouldn't think I'd put in. Rafael Marquez, the Mexican wonder.
Mexican.
Great choice.
When played for about through 18 World Cups by all accounts. Old. Great for Mexico.
Do
Putting him
remember
in.
that. Do
Brilliant.
remember that.
Yeah. Left back, I've gone. And I can't. Did you put any English players in your.
No, I didn't actually.
Ashley Cole, I put in mine. all
Yeah.
right? Purely because of the performance that he pocketed Ronaldo.
Now
in
you
his
said
prime,
that right. You know,
Right?
I could have picked
Yeah.
him instead of fucking Van Bronckhorst.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're an idiot. Ashley Cole.
I don't feel like you
pocketed
thought this
Ronaldo in
through.
his prime. And this one's going to upset you two because I've put him in just to upset you two. I've put centre defensive midfielder Diego Simeone.
Ah,
It still hurts.
It still is. Got Beckham sent off, knocked him out.
Good coach.
Great.
Absolute twat of a footballer.
So I put him in, but he was a good player as well. So I put him
good
in,
coach, but a bit of a prick.
and you may notice he's my Argentinian player.
He is.
He is my Argentinian player.
I
So
did not
Me-
expect that from you, Matthew.
Messi doesn't make it, right? But this is because of I've shoehorned a player in, right? Now hold me to it, right? So my other centre defensive midfielder, along with Charlie, Iniesta, scores a winner. Of course. My left midfielder, I've shoehorned him in, but he's one of my favourite players of all time, Dennis Bergkamp.
Where's Maniche?
Dennis Bergkamp, that goal against Argentina in '98. Oh,
Very
Christ.
yeah.
true.
What a
Great
player.
goal.
That is a very gorgeous goal.
There's a lot of
And
Arsenal
then-
in this, isn't there? Ashley Cole, Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah, there's only
That's
two.
two.
Yeah, that's it. And then I've gone with you as well, centre attacking midfielder, Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah, over Ronaldinho, innit?
Yeah, Ono Ronaldinho. And then I'm surprised you haven't. I don't know if you put him in because I've forgotten your list already. Right midfielder, James Rodriguez.
He had a good.
He had that
good
goal.
tournament.
I almost put Tim Cahill in over him all that World Cup.
Luke's got a cardboard cutout of him.
No, I haven't. I just realised I'm a player short because I forgot to write them down.
James Rodrigo. No.
You're just creating your own fucking team here.
I'm not English, so I can't speak it.
James Rodrigo.
No siarad Cymraeg.
It's like the Pro Evolution soccer team.
Castillo up front. Rodriguez, my right midfielder, and my striker, one of the best World Cup strikers of all time, Fat Ronaldo.
Oh, he's a Brazilian contingent.
It's a very good team.
Right?
It's a very good team indeed.
It took me all day to write that down.
I have a list for the players that didn't make it, which is longer than the actual squad.
Yeah.
I have gone with a 4-3-1-2. I'll admit it now. There is absolutely no width to my team. This is controversial, but my keeper, just based on his performance against Brazil alone in the 2014 World Cup, is Ochoa, the Mexican goalkeeper. He only ever performs at World Cup.
Well,
but yeah, so he is my goalkeeper. There are many goalkeepers that could have been, but they then meant I couldn't have some of the players that are coming up. So my back four, I've gone for right back, based on his 2010 performance, Sergio Ramos.
Right back.
Which was very controversial.
He started off
controversial.
He did. Sevilla started right back.
He did. And then my centre-back partnership is Cannavaro.
Nice.
Obviously captain for Italy. And Uruguay's Godin. Because they would wear their heart on their sleeve. No one's going to come through those three at the minute. And then my left back is Lahm. Because he can play either side.
You can. You are right, left or right, right or left.
He's like a bisexual. He swings both sides.
There you go. That's what I wasn't expecting that tonight. And then my midfield three, I've gone for Luka Modric.
Hell yeah.
I've gone for Zinedine Zidane. And one that you haven't got, I've gone for Wesley Sneijder.
Oh,
because in 2010 he got 5 goals.
I saw that earlier. As I was doing my research.
Did he score the same goal as Manish?
No, and then my number 10 is James Rodriguez.
James.
Just making names up, lads.
And then he is sitting behind, and this is my favourite part of the team, R9, so original Ronaldo, and Golden Boot winner Harry Kane.
Oh, Harry Kane made it.
Fair. It's fair.
So there were lots of players that didn't make it. Obviously, Xavi, Iniesta, Ashley Cole, Messi, Ronaldinho. Absolutely love Ronaldinho.
Iker Casillas, he was great goalkeeper for Spain.
Yeah.
David Villa also. The year they won it, David Villa had a crack.
Exactly. You got Schweinsteiger. Hazard had a good World Cup for Belgium. You got
Van Persie,
Thierry Henry.
Van Persie, yeah, of course.
So that was possibly the most difficult thing I've done this week.
David Batty.
One of the players I did put in was he scored the opener of the South African World Cup was Sepe Shabalala.
Shabalala.
Oh, he scored the goal, which then followed the greatest piece of commentary that's ever been uttered by Peter Drury, and it's a travesty that he's not on the television as much. But that piece of commentary is fantastic.
He is one of the best commentators.
What was it? What was the commentary?
It was Bafana, a goal for all Africa, something along those lines. But he put more emphasis on it than I did, because if I said that, it would have been like, oh yeah, Bafana, goal for Africa. I do want to say this episode has been riddled with tech issues, partly due to Charlie deciding that, because this is all recorded via smartphone, as you can tell by the lavish device and accessories that we use. Charlie decided not to charge his phone. So we've been working on the basis that he's just going to disappear.
So you can listen to the Two Lions, One Dragon podcast on Spotify. You can also check us out on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We do appreciate all your likes, follows, comments, and your listens, of course, because otherwise, as Charlie said, we would not have a podcast without you. And please, please, please remember to share it with your friends and everyone.